The Flash Pro has an unprecedented 20 hours worth of data logging capacity, and it couldn't be easier to use. Press the data log button once to start data logging, and again to stop data logging. Once you've recorded the number of data logs that you need, you then may take the Flash Pro to your laptop and plug it in with the USB cable. It doesn't need to be connected to the car to access the data logs. A second way of data logging is you can data log live with your laptop connected via its USB cable to the Flash Pro. You can data log and record the values straight from the car through the Flash Pro into your laptop. From the window menu, choose Flash Pro. You're presented with a list of data logs that you've taken in the car. Double-click on the data log you wish to download to your computer. There are several different ways to display your data. You have the sensor list. You can double-click on a sensor to bring up a little bit more information about it. You have the display and you have the graph window. Click anywhere in the graph window to bring up a list of sensor information. And as you can see on the left, it's map tracing on the ignition table, and it's also showing you all the sensor values at that particular point. Right-click on your graph, choose Define Templates, and you can set up any combination of sensors you want to view in any color. Let's zoom in on this area to the right. Right-click and drag. That chooses the area we wish to zoom into. Now let's have a look at the display. In this display you can set up any combination of graphs and gauges that you wish. We can choose a new value. Let's set this value to ignition timing. Drag and position the ignition timing neatly up here. Let's do a new graph. We're going to change the sensor to cam so we can see what our cam angle is going to be. Let's zoom up the cam and position the cam sensor in this location. So you can see as you drag backwards and forwards through your data, all the instrumentation is displayed. And the display could be quite a useful way of setting up an in-car computer. Here's how you can use data logging to understand and make changes to your air-fuel ratio. Load a data log of your car driving through a variety of RPM and load positions. From the View menu, choose Lambda. This will show you the air-fuel ratio at every load and RPM point that you've driven through. Now, in this particular data log, we can see we're running rich in this particular area of the rev range. So I'll highlight that area, and from the View menu, we can choose Fuel Change. How much do I need to change the fuel by? And you can see this area varies from -31 to about -7%. So a good way to change the fuel is by about 10%. So I'll go back to normal, I'll hit Ctrl-J for adjust, and I'll subtract 10% from the fuel map. I'll then go and make another data log and verify that the changes I have made have moved the air-fuel ratio in the correct direction. And so by a means of iterating and data logging, you can get closer and closer to your desired air-fuel ratio. And street tuning is a good way to get your air-fuel ratio in the correct zone before you take it to a dyno tester. Don't rely exclusively on the Lambda overlay for your fuel tuning. It's also important that your load lines here be smooth and parallel. For example, we have two lines that are intersecting here. That's a no-no. They need to be separated in parallel. We see areas here in which this is a little bit spiky and is almost intersecting this line here again. This is probably an area that needs to be smoothed out. So use the Lambda overlay, use the art of viewing the load lines, and also make use of a good tuner.